Hurricane Milton struck the U.S. coastline on Wednesday with powerful tornadoes and heavy rain, steadily advancing toward Florida with potentially catastrophic consequences. Florida authorities issued a final call for residents to evacuate, warning those who remain that they face life-threatening danger. The National Hurricane Center emphasized uncertainty about where Milton's eye would make landfall, with its path putting the entire Tampa Bay area and southern points at risk. By midday, tropical storm force winds were already blowing in from offshore, with the National Hurricane Center confirming that these winds hit the coastline by Wednesday afternoon. Milton, fluctuating in strength as it neared Florida, intensified into a Category 4 hurricane by midday. It's expected to retain hurricane strength even after landfall as it moves across Florida, including the heavily populated Orlando area, on Thursday. This powerful storm hit just 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene devastated Florida before wreaking havoc in North Carolina. Florida residents have spent the past days boarding up windows and evacuating their homes in preparation for Hurricane Milton. Storm surge is forecast to reach up to 12 feet in the Tampa Bay area, with similar surge levels expected from Sarasota to Fort Myers. In Pasco County, home to over 500,000 people, local authorities have begun clearing buses off the streets. Strong winds and rain began impacting southern Florida early Wednesday, and conditions across the state worsened throughout the day. Rainfall totals of 6 to 12 inches are expected in many areas, with some regions potentially seeing up to 18 inches. This heavy rain brings the risk of catastrophic flooding. Tornadoes have been reported in parts of southern Florida, with the storm posing a serious threat to both coastal and inland areas of the state. Evacuation orders have been issued for multiple counties across Florida, and shelters have opened statewide to accommodate evacuees. Emergency rescue services are on high alert as Hurricane Milton continues to approach. A flash flood emergency has been declared for the Tampa Bay area, including Tampa, St. Petersburg, Brandon, and Clearwater, with St. Petersburg receiving 16.6 inches, 422 millimeters of rain on Wednesday. The storm's eye made landfall on Siesta Key, a barrier island town of about 5,400 people off the coast of Sarasota, roughly 60 miles south of the Tampa Bay metro area, home to more than 3 million people. Governor Ron DeSantis expressed hope that Tampa Bay, once considered a potential target, would avoid major damage, and that the worst storm surge predictions were averted thanks to the landfall occurring before high tide. However, forecasters warned that sea levels could still rise as much as 13 feet. Milton also spawned at least 19 tornadoes, causing widespread damage and destroying approximately 125 homes, most of them residential properties and cars. NBC reported that Pearson estimated around 100 homes were destroyed in areas where about 17 tornadoes touched down. More than 1.8 million Florida homes and businesses were left without power, according to poweroutage.us. The storm is expected to move across the Florida peninsula overnight and reach the Atlantic, still at hurricane strength, on Thursday. After passing over Florida, the storm will weaken over the western Atlantic, likely dropping below hurricane strength but still posing a storm surge threat along Florida's Atlantic coast. In states previously affected by Hurricane Helene 2 weeks ago, as many as 2 million people have been ordered to evacuate, with millions more living in the storm's projected path. Much of the southern U.S. experienced the deadly force of Hurricane Helene as it slammed into Florida and several other states. Both storms are expected to cause billions of dollars in damage done. While evacuees caused highway traffic jams and fuel shortages, animals, including African elephants, Caribbean flamingos, and pygmy hippos, rode out the storm at a Tampa zoo.